Imagine you're a hungry predator prowling the ocean floor. You're looking for a snack, but all you see are rocks, some seaweed, and maybe a patch of boring sand. You turn your head for 1 second and suddenly that rock you were just looking at, it grows arms, it changes color, and then it completely vanishes into a hole the size of a coin. Welcome to the incredible, almost alien world of the octopus. Specifically, meet the mimic octopus, the ultimate shapeshifter of the sea. While other animals might blend into the background, the mimic octopus takes it to a whole new level. It doesn't just hide, it puts on a costume. It can pretend to be a venomous sea snake, a prickly lionfish, or even a flat toxic soulfish, all depending on who is watching. Today on WildSpeak, we're diving deep into the secrets of these 8-armed geniuses. We're uncovering the high-tech science behind their skin, their daring escape plans, and the mind-blowing intelligence that makes them the smartest invertebrates on the planet. Get ready, because what you're about to see will change the way you look at the ocean forever. So, how do they do it? How does an animal go from looking like a bumpy piece of coral to a smooth, sandy floor in less than a blink of an eye? The answer lies in their skin, which is basically a living high-definition television screen. Underneath the surface of an octopus's skin are thousands of tiny color-changing cells called chromatophores. Think of these as little balloons filled with pigment, red, yellow, brown, or black. Each one is surrounded by tiny muscles. When the octopus's brain sends a signal, those muscles pull the balloon wide, showing the color. When they relax, the color disappears. This happens in about 300 milliseconds. To put that in perspective, it takes you about 400 milliseconds just to blink, but color is only half the story. If you're hiding against a rough rock, being the right color isn't enough. You need to be the right shape. Octopuses have specialized structures called papillae. These are tiny bundles of muscle that can change the texture of their skin. They can transform from perfectly smooth to jagged and spiky in an instant, mimicking the rough surface of a reef or the grainy texture of sand. And they don't stop there. Beneath the color-changing cells, they have iridophores and leucophores. These are like biological mirrors that reflect the light from the surrounding environment. This helps them match the shimmering quality of the water or the specific shade of blue around them. It is the most sophisticated camouflage system on Earth. They aren't just hiding, they are becoming invisible in plain sight. It's like having a superpower, but instead of a cape, they have 3 hearts and blue blood. Camouflage is great for staying hidden, but what happens when a predator actually finds you? That's when the octopus reveals its inner action hero. Let's look at a real-life survival story. Imagine a young common octopus foraging in a shallow lagoon. It's found a tasty crab, but it's been spotted by a black-tip reef shark. The shark is fast, sleek, and hungry. The octopus has no armor, no sharp teeth, and no place to run. The shark lunges, but the octopus isn't there anymore. In a split second, it has engaged its jet propulsion system. By sucking water into its mantle and blasting it out through a tube called a siphon, the octopus rockets away. But the shark is still gaining ground. That's when the octopus deploys its most famous weapon, the smoke screen. It releases a cloud of ink, but this isn't just a random blob of darkness. The ink contains mucus that helps it hold its shape for a few seconds. Scientists call this a pseudomorph, an inky decoy that is roughly the same size and shape as the octopus itself. The shark attacks the ink ghost, getting a mouthful of unpleasant chemicals that temporarily dull its sense of smell, while the real octopus has already changed color to match a nearby rock and vanished. Sometimes they get even more creative. There are stories of octopuses in the wild picking up 2 halves of a discarded coconut shell. They tuck their bodies inside, pull the halves together, and walk across the sea floor on 2 arms, looking like nothing more than a rolling coconut. This is one of the few recorded instances of an invertebrate using tools. They aren't just reacting to danger, they are outsmarting it. If you think their camouflage is impressive, wait until you hear about their brains. An octopus doesn't just have one brain, it has a central brain and then a mini brain in each of its 8 arms. This means their arms can actually think for themselves, tasting, touching and moving without waiting for instructions from the head. This distributed intelligence makes them incredible problem solvers. In laboratories, octopuses have been filmed opening child-proof medicine bottles to get to a shrimp inside. They can navigate complex mazes and even remember the solution weeks later. There's a famous story from an aquarium in New Zealand about an octopus named Inky. One night, Inky climbed out of his tank, slid across the floor, squeezed through a small drain pipe and traveled 164 feet through the plumbing until he reached the open ocean. He literally staged a prison break. They've also been known to recognize individual human faces. If a keeper is nice to them, they might come to the surface to be petted. If a keeper is mean, the octopus might wait until they walk by and then spray them with a jet of cold water. They have personalities, they play with toys like floating bottles, and they even seem to get bored if they don't have enough puzzles to solve. Before we go, let's put your eyes to the test. Look at this image on your screen. Somewhere in this coral reef, there is an octopus hiding. I'll give you 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Did you spot it? If you did, you've got the eyes of a predator. If not, don't feel bad. That's exactly why these masters of disguise have survived for millions of years. Nature is full of surprises, and the octopus is proof that you don't need to be the biggest or the strongest to rule your environment. Sometimes you just need to be the smartest and the best at hide and seek. What's your favorite octopus fact? Is it the 3 hearts, the blue blood, or the prison breaks? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this deep dive, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to WildSpeak. We're building a community of animal lovers from all over the world, and we'd love to have you on the team. And if you think the octopus is tough, wait until you see our next episode. We are going back to the dry savanna to meet an animal that has absolutely no chills. It's small, it's fuzzy, and it's brave enough to fight off a pride of lions, that's right. Next week, we're talking about the legendary honey badger. You do not want to miss that one. Until next time, stay curious, stay wild, and keep your eyes open. You never know when a rock might just decide to walk away. See you in the next one.